Hey guys, Strong Style Studios back here again. It's Alex.
Justin, the Orange Dream.
And Noah.
And we're here to do another episode of Run the Ropes. We got a lot to talk about this week. We got WWE, Raw, Mania, a little bit of Paul Bear and The Rock, TNA, a lot of TNA one-night pay-per-views we want to talk about, and also a very nice Bully Ray video explaining the whole Ace and Eight storyline, and some big news from ROH, and some miscellaneous stuff from around the world. So let's start out things with WWE. And last Monday's Raw, which was rather disappointing. Just nothing really big happened this Raw. The only thing really I remember that was really good was the CM Punk promo while juggling the urn back and forth, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, I thought that was a good segment. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Pretty much the whole segment. I think that some people were a little bit up in arms after that, but I thought it worked really well.
Well, I'm gonna squash those right now. Paul Bear's son came out, I think Michael, I believe his name is. I don't know. Came out and said that he had approved the segment. Like him and his family all got together and said, like, yeah, we'll let him do this.
See, that doesn't surprise me.
No.
I mean, Paul Bear, he's a business. You know,
Exactly.
he's been in the wrestling business for so long. He loves it. He would stick to the kayfabe. I don't see him have a problem.
I say my problem with the angle though is that it seems like they're focusing on this, and it's just like this thing happened accidentally. Obviously, they didn't plan on it, but they're using this as the sole. Like, it just seems kind of like cheap heat to me, and it's like they're just using this as their only way of getting heat toward this match. Really, I just haven't cared for it personally.
Okay.
But that's just me.
To me, I like it just because I think that even had Paul Bear not passed, they still could have used the urn in the same fashion.
Yeah.
They could have stole the urn and
Right.
stuff like that. So I think it still would have worked. And I mean,
I just don't like that they're using this. There should be more to it.
When life gives you lemons, make lemonade,
I'm just saying there should be more to it than this.
Just life gives you-
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully they pick up the pace a little bit.
I think that Taker needs to start doing something. I
Right.
mean, it's all been Punk. He's carrying this
Well,
whole thing. Taker's
you
got to
had-
emote a little bit.
You had to kind of expect that because obviously the Undertaker's not going to do much because he's so limited. And actually,
He can't talk.
Yeah, you can't.
Well,
show
He can't be mad.
yeah, okay, I give you that one. But yeah, apparently Punk might have hurt himself now because he's been pulled from live events for.
Probably precautionary
They
more
might
than
be
anything.
preserving him for Mania, which
I
would be
don't-
smart.
Yeah, I don't blame him for
Yeah,
that.
I think it's kind of dumb to even have a bunch of house shows before Mania, really.
I never got
In
that
case
either.
anyone gets hurt.
Right.
Man, well, speaking of people getting hurt, Ryback versus Mark Henry has been officially announced for WrestleMania. No surprise, we called it last week. And lo and behold, Mark Henry might have hurt himself now at a house show, like tweaked his knee or something like that. So
What a surprise that would be. He's always hurt.
So hopefully it's nothing serious and just he has to stay off it or rest up, whatever, and he can be back for Mania because that would really suck to have that match canceled.
Well, I don't think they would cancel. They might just limit the time and make it a squash and put Ryback over big.
That'd be stupid as hell.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a quicker match.
Because they've had Henry compete injured before, and they just had quick matches.
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
good, so they've done it before.
It would be a bummer though because
It would be a bummer, but it would put Ryback over pretty big. Not that I would prefer. I prefer to just them have a good match and have him Ryback have some impressive
Feats of
spots. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Also announced is officially the Shield will be taking on Randy Orton, Sheamus, and the Big Show. They're giving this whole thing about like Big Show and Sheamus and Orton not getting along. And I think I think you called it. I think we're going to be seeing an Orton heel turn because I think they're focusing so much on Sheamus and Big Show because of their past feud that obviously I think Orange is going to sneak in
I
there.
feel they've been planting the seeds for quite some time. Ever since like his Survivor Series loss, he didn't seem to be a team player on the Survivor Series team he was on, and then he was pretty upset about that loss. And he's been losing a lot. They're kind of building that he's upset with losing, and
I mean, I'm fine with him turning heel. I guess I don't really care what he does. I just don't. I really hope he doesn't
I
turn
much
heel
prefer
and
him
lead
being a
the
heel
Shield.
personally.
Yeah, I think we agree. Like him as a heel would work, but don't join the Shield. Leave the Shield
I think
alone.
that would hurt. And honestly, I mean, this should be a good match. But of all of the Shield's matches, I think these opponents are the ones that I think will probably. I don't know. I just don't look forward to this match as much as the others.
It is kind of weird. Like you went from Sheamus, Cena, and Ryback at last pay-per-view, now it's Big Show, Ryback, and
Ryback's been involved in all of them,
Sheamus,
of course.
Big Show, and Orton. It kind of like, it seems like a step down from the match last month.
Right. And Big Show's just kind of slowly turning face.
Yeah, that's so
very strange.
Stupid. No, you could have replaced him with another guy.
But I mean, obviously, a lot of this has to do with the Mark Henry Ryback match.
Yeah.
Which they changed. They changed to, and now he might be hurt.
Yeah, speaking of jumbled together matches, how about they officially announced Ziggler and Big E Langston taking on Team Hell No for the tag titles. Hopefully, Daniel Bryan can get a real match this year. That'd be nice for once.
Yeah, they should have a little bit of a match there, I would think.
I'm just hope they make the match all Ziggler and Daniel Bryan. Just make them all. The other two guys can sit out the side and just collect the paycheck.
Well, the weird thing is Team Hell No is not really. Well, they're the face, but they're not completely like a face team, And then it's like, well.
Obviously, Daniel Bryan's gonna be over in New Jersey, New York area.
Right. So. But I'm like, just don't have, like. So it's kind of weird because obviously Ziggler and Langston are the face team, but I don't want to see too much of. The thing is, like, Bryan and Ziggler are both good at being worked over, so I hope it's not just too much worked over. I don't want to see too much offense from Langston working over Bryan. Since they're going to be the face team.
I'd be shocked if he does anything at all, but whatever.
I hope he doesn't do it.
And also the last rumored match, which is probably going to be announced tomorrow on Raw, is Fandango taking on Chris Jericho, as we again predicted last week.
Pointless.
Yeah, I chucked this in at the category of like Jack Swagger versus Del Rio. It's like, well, if you give him a WrestleMania moment, if it works, it works. If not, well, this guy just got looks like garbage on your biggest show. So
right.
He's over.
My problem is you gotta put the guys in the best position that they'll succeed.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is not, in my opinion, Fandango has not been put in any position to succeed with his gimmick or anything, or his lack of wrestling on any of the shows. And that is his gimmick, is he doesn't want to wrestle. And putting him in Mania so soon, this is his first real show that he's going to be really have.
I've never seen this guy wrestle once.
I've seen him wrestle one before he was Fandango.
I've never seen him wrestle before.
Remember that. I remember him cutting promos.
He's decent. He's kind of generic. So
right.
My biggest problem with this is that Fandango is on the card.
Fandango?
Okay. He's on the card.
Yeah.
And Cesaro's on. Is he going to be on the pre-show? I mean, that's
pre-show,
a joke,
yeah.
right?
Pre-show, yeah.
I mean, serious. That's upsetting.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, give a guy a chance, but you're talking about your U.S. champion, a guy you've been pushing since he got in the company. He's proven that he can put on great matches with anybody. His feats of strength. He might be the strongest guy in the company.
Yeah,
probably,
and nobody would have a problem with Fandango not being on the card.
No,
maybe Fandango himself.
I don't see any Fandango.
But I don't think
fans.
even he would, because Curtis. He wouldn't be upset to it's like, oh, I missed my first WrestleMania card. Like, what?
Look at the guys that just aren't announced for WrestleMania yet. Kofi Kingston, Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow, Cesaro.
That's why having
just
a match like Money in the Bank Mania might be a good thing.
I'd love to see that back. Oh, and let's not forget the announced stipulation for Triple H Brock Lesnar is, wait for it, a no disqualification match.
Which is what we thought we were going to get at SummerSlam, and kind of got similar.
Yeah.
It was like a relaxed rules type thing,
but the added stipulation is if Triple H loses, he retires, so he came out of retirement to be in a retirement match. So,
any thoughts on the retirement stipulation?
Well, if they play up the idea that no one has ever won a retirement match at WrestleMania, including Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, could be good. I figured the match would be good, but this is just, again, it's like you said, this is kind of like when Jim Cornette was running Ring of Honor. He booked these wacky stipulations like, oh, if you lose, you never get another title shot again. And just like, well, obviously he's going to win now.
Right, now we know. I mean, sure, it was predictable how this was going to turn out, but, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I just feel like, unless someone's actually retiring, which never happens in the world of professional wrestling, unless
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, he's like the one example I can even think of that actually stay retired.
Yeah.
But, that's the thing, it's like, the retirement stipulation barely even means anything anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's almost like a useless stipulation.
Okay. One last thing for WWE. Booker T is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Well deserved, I think. I like Booker T.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
I remember watching him way back
Yeah.
when I first started watching wrestling, sitting in the living room about 3
Mhm.
feet away from the TV, watching the Harlem Heat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Harlem
what
Heat
I'm
was
talking about.
really cool. Like I didn't watch WCW or any
Me
wrestling
neither.
at that time, but like going back, it's like, man, I wish I did because of Harlem Heat. Harlem Heat would have had me.
For me,
drawn in,
For me, Booker T will always remember for 3 things. One, the Spinneroonie, because everyone who's a wrestling fan loves to do that, or at least try to do that. Even wrestlers love to try to do it.
Yep.
The Gold Dust Booker T team, because like that was like right when I was a big wrestling fan, and that was just
that was about
gold.
when I started watching. They were
very funny.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of Goldust, but
I haven't either.
The
but
backstage segments were hilarious. And number 3, the Hulk Hogan "I'm Coming for You" promo.
oh yeah.
Everyone's gonna remember that promo for the rest
But
of their life.
Five time,
Let's
five
not. Yeah, not. We can't forget the 5-time and another one.
He pretty much was the main. A lot of people forget he was like the main guy during WCW's like dying days.
Yeah.
He was asked to carry this garbage.
he did pretty well.
company, And
I mean, he did
the best he could.
Yeah, he did the best that he could.
Mhm.
So
But I don't want you guys to forget one of my favorite incarnations was
King Booker.
King Booker.
King Booker.
Booker.
Yes, with Charmel, which
Like waving on the way out to the ring.
Because it's such a
Oh.
random gimmick for him to have.
Oh,
but
wait.
he made it work.
we forgot about like his TNA when TNA Black Snow, the commentator.
Oh, Black Snow, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Booker T's always just been entertaining. You know,
Yeah.
like even if like he's a very good wrestler, of course.
Yeah.
But like even if he didn't bring, even if he had kind of an off match, he'd always entertain me,
Yeah,
fun
he
to
was-
watch. So
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Not too fond of his promo skills nowadays. I think he has too much of the.
I still
he's
can laugh.
lost his mind.
Bonkers,
Yeah.
I still find entertainment in him. but
Yeah, but
not always for the right reasons. but-
Right. Okay. Oh, one last thing I want to talk about. This is just I don't know if you guys heard about this, but The Rock was on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno. I know you guys don't watch it. I know I don't because I hate Jay Leno. But he was promoting his movie. Interesting note here: did not bring the WWE title with him. Did not once mention WrestleMania.
Well, the appearances for the movie and the movie studio's probably like, we don't want this movie to be associated with.
He carried the belt around for the premieres. Obviously, they know he's got to be associated with WWE a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, that's different. Like this is in front of a national or worldwide TV audience, whatever.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know.
at this point with The Rock, I expect it,
Yeah.
He's, when he's here, he's, I love wrestling, and when he's not,
Call me
I've never
Dwayne.
heard of wrestling.
Yeah. Call me
It's
Dwayne.
just,
Yeah.
Whatever. Do your thing.
That's the thing. It's like I justified his title win before he won the title because I thought that he'd be around a little more than he is.
No
He's not-
shit.
Once.
God.
He can't even make
Twice.
Raw. It's like I don't expect him to wrestle on house shows or anything, but you can't make Raw
Yeah.
Right.
for this little window. It's the biggest. That's what that's kind of says a lot. It's like we've made The Rock, put the strap on him, made him our top guy right now. Put so much behind him,
Not there.
he doesn't even care enough to show up. I mean,
Right.
And yeah, like I respect The Rock for what he did in his career, but
that's-
what have, like it's kind of like in wrestling. What have you done for me lately? You know?
I want to see him if his heart's in it, but it's clearly this isn't. I'm not gonna say it's not a big deal to him, but it's there's many things that are a big deal to him now, and
Certainly
wrestling
not
is just
his
one of them.
main priority,
Yeah.
Right.
obviously.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, switching gears to TNA. TNA taped a ton of their one-night pay-per-view specials. We're just gonna run through a few of them real quick.
By the time they air, half the company will be gone.
Yeah,
We'll
probably.
never see them again.
Okay. Then they had a knockdown show, which nothing really special, but they did have some interesting things. Alicia Flash was there. Mia Yim, who was an indie girl who made her debut, which I'm glad to see because I think she's pretty talented.
Mm-hmm.
And one of our favorite, Serena Deeb was there.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Yeah, I love Serena. So, so that's kind of cool. The 10-year TNA reunion.
Mm-hmm.
They had Kenny King versus Petey Williams versus Sanjay Dutt. That's a good match. Velvet Sky versus Gail Kim. Matt Morgan and a bunch of other guys in a gauntlet match. Who cares about that? Team 3D versus LAX. That
Which
I
one of
wanna see
LAX is
that.
cool.
that'd be nice to see.
And
I'm sure it's not
3D
gonna-
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blow anybody away, but it would be a fun match.
Yeah, and actually these last 3 matches sound really good. Jeff Hardy versus Austin Aries,
Mm-hmm.
James Storm versus Robert Roode, and Samoa Joe versus Kurt Angle.
Yeah. Now you look at that card. That's better than any pay-per-view card they've put out recently.
Better than their last card.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
heads and shoulders better.
They also had the World Cup of Wrestling, which I guess they were going to do the X Division Cup thing, but I guess they canceled that. We're not gonna go by the matches, but I'm gonna announce what the teams were. Team USA: James Storm, Mickey James, Bad Influence, and Kenny King. Team Aces and Eights: Doc Anderson, Wes Briscoe, Nux or Knox, whatever they call him now. Nux, whatever.
Nugs.
Nicky Nux, you know, I don't know. No one remembers that.
No.
Okay. And the one girl from what was the other girl from the Gut Check that didn't get the job?
Oh shoot, I can't remember.
Well, she was on Team Aces and Eights.
Another heavy hitter.
Evilise, yes. She was actually really good.
Yeah, she is talented.
She
was on Tough Enough, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Lenny Leonard made a joke about that. Like, oh, she proved that she was at a Shine show and she proved she was tough, parentheses, enough. So, classic Lenny, he's a funny guy. Team UK was Doug Williams. I love Doug Williams.
I always like to see Doug.
Rob Terry, not too hot on him.
No.
Rockstar Stud, not crazy.
Spud,
whatever his name is. I guess he's a potato.
He's actually kind of a bass
pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hannah Blossom, never heard of her. And Magnus, who I'm grown to like a lot.
Yeah.
Team International, here's a name from the past, Judas Messiah. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Okay, that guy, I was expecting a little bit of a reaction, but no. The number one SmackDown announcer, Funaki.
All right.
Okay. There we go. Now they're bringing in some talent here.
So the heavy hitters from Japan.
Yeah, where's the other half Kai Tai? Then I'll be excited.
Bring Dick Togo, I would mark for that.
Yeah, really.
Is he retired or is he still doing the retirement tour?
Last I heard, he was in Mexico doing like lucha shows, and I don't know if he's retired now, but he did a lot of stuff in Mexico recently. I don't know.
Sanjay Dutt, Lady Tempai, the girl, the Barbarian's niece or whatever, the one who got the job, and Petey Williams. So that sounds like a pretty decent roster of talent for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then here's the one I'm excited for, which is the tag team tournament show, which featured the return of Generation Me, the Young Bucks, which that's awesome right there.
Yep. I'm sure it's just a one-time deal, but still.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, they're on the next show too. Sanjay Dutt and Petey Williams. Again, a lot of Sanjay and a lot of Petey on these shows.
I hope Sanjay comes back.
Yeah,
I like Sanjay.
Next division especially is once again thin.
I'm hoping to see Sanjay one day win that X Division title. He deserves it.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
We'll get into the X Division in a few minutes.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Rude and Aries were in it. British Invasion, Rob Terry and Doug Williams. Wes Briscoe and Garrett Bischoff. Oh boy, there's a great team. A team called the Hot Shots, which is Cassidy Riley and Chase Stevens. I've never heard of these guys. Have you? Anybody guys?
I've heard of Stevens.
Yeah, I've heard of Stevens. He was in WWE for a little while.
I think I've heard of them both, but I
don't ring much of a bell.
Chavo and Hernandez and Bad Influence were in the tournament, and so that looked like a pretty solid match.
Yes, good
so I might watch
there.
that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we had Hardcore Justice 2, which featured, this is the match I'm willing to buy the show for. In a tag team ladder match, Bad Influence versus Generation Me.
That should be great. That's something that's like a dream match of last year,
Yeah,
that
is
pretty much.
So,
two of the best
awesome.
tag teams of 2012, in my opinion, going at it.
Yeah. LAX versus the New Church. Never heard of the New Church.
It's an old stable from TNA.
Okay. ODB versus Jackie Moore. There's another gauntlet, a hardcore gauntlet. Storm, Magnus, and Hardcore Holly of all people.
Wow.
He's gonna hurt people.
Yeah. Wait till you hear who's facing. Doc, Nux, and Wes Briscoe.
Well, Wes, you're.
Yeah, he's gonna.
I was kind of hoping that Garrett be in that match.
Oh man.
God,
that would actually be good. That'd be enjoyable to watch.
A little bit of a tribute to the old feud they had. Monsters Ball match between Joseph Parks and Judas Messiah, and James Mitchell was there.
James Mitchell, I haven't seen him.
Yeah, I love James. And the main event was Jeff Hardy and Spike Dudley taking on the Dudley Boys, and I believe a tables match.
Well, yeah, they're in their element there. So.
Yeah. And then the last one I wrote down. I think there's one more I forgot.
They've got a lot of these.
Yeah. I think there's actually one more because I remember the Bucks mentioned that they had a match with the Dudleys, but I don't, or Team 3, but I didn't write it down. So
I think it was in the tag team one.
No, I don't think
Wasn't there a tournament? Anyway.
Maybe they were.
I thought there was a tournament too. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I might have missed it. So I apologize. But then they have a heavyweight tournament which featured Samoa Joe, Jeff Hardy, Aries, Kurt Angle, James Storm, Bully Ray, Robert Roode, and Sting in a single elimination tournament.
No AJ Styles, huh?
No AJ.
He seems to be the big omission there, but they've got all the other heavy hitters there.
They got Sting, so I guess that's okay, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, and speaking of TNA, from this past week's Impact, they had a very nice series of videos with Bully Ray revealing the whole Aces and 8 plan. What do you guys think of it?
I thought the video packages were really well done. I think they went back and put the pieces together really nicely.
As well as they could have.
Yeah, as well as they could have. And Bully Ray, him throughout that whole video, the way he was cutting that promo the whole time, that was really cool. It was really well done.
Yeah, I really, the only problem with this whole thing was just like kind of knew that he was going to be involved. Well, actually, we probably thought that Bischoff or some idiot was going to be involved. But Bully Ray being involved is actually a good choice because this is his element. He fits in. Too bad Aces and Eights has been put over more, but
that's my own thing. I said, okay, the video makes sense. Like it actually explained all the loose ends and like.
And why do they lose?
Yeah, it's like, well, why'd you guys keep? If the booking had been better, like this would actually be a decent stable looking.
This is my question. Why did he job to Jeff Hardy then?
Oh well, they explained that because Aces and Eights were locked out of the building, and Jeff Hardy just managed to overcome the odds.
I thought I remember them getting in. Did they get in?
No, but they got in. But then, like after that match, Hogan locked down the building.
Okay.
They explained it in the video package. They actually explained that one, which I thought okay, that's nice. You still could have done it then, but whatever. But yeah, everything else looked like it was alright in that video. And you want to talk about the X Division?
Yeah, because the X Division, they announced a couple new rules to the division. One being there's a 230-pound weight limit.
To the division, which used to have no limits.
Right. And also, which is I think the bigger deal, is that every match is going to be held under the stipulation of a three-way. That I really just think is a terrible decision.
Have you seen how clunky these X Division three-ways, even the really good ones? I mean, like recently, obviously the best X Division match of all time was a three-way, but that's
one of the best TNA matches of all time.
But that doesn't mean you're going to get gold every time you put them on.
Right, especially since they got a lot of new guys who aren't familiar with working with each other. There's going to be a lot of sloppiness,
and there's no room to build feuds this way. The psychology of these matches it's going to be absent.
It's going to be spot fest.
Oh yeah, I mean, and they booked themselves into a corner to the point where. Why even buy the pay-per-view? Because it's going to be just like every other X Division match that we've seen on TV.
It kind of devalues the title, too.
Which...
I don't know. I still like, just having two guys and having... It's hard to have as big a match feel with a triple threat no matter who's in it. I mean, you can have a good build and have a big match feel occasionally, but it's harder to build it.
Right, and it's even harder when every single match is a three-way.
Yeah,
right.
And they have some weird thing if the loser is out for the next match or whatever, and then you got to win your way back in. It's just really confusing.
I hate it when companies book themselves into the corner because somewhere down the line they're going to have to break these rules.
Oh yeah,
you just know you can't confine that. That's too much.
Yeah,
too much boundaries.
Yeah, they're going to find out pretty quick.
I'd be shocked if these rules last. Well, at least the three-way rule lasts through the year.
Hope not.
Switching up to ROH, the very, very, very exciting news coming out this week, or last week actually. Karl Machine Gun Anderson is going to be at Supercard of Honor taking on Roderick Strong.
Big time.
If you weren't excited for Supercard of Honor already, this match should make you excited.
Oh my! This is huge. This is what Supercard of Honor is all about. Bringing in that talent from overseas.
Hopefully, since we've been saying amongst each other that hopefully they're opening the door for New Japan a little more because they brought over Forever Hooligans, and now we got Machine Gun, who's actually very much a rising star in that company.
Well, a main eventer.
Yeah, I mean
that's huge.
Very good main event too.
So hopefully,
Tanahashi, Okada. Nakamura. That's all.
Let's not push it.
No, but I'm saying I hope this
go big
opens.
Or go home, man.
Well, I hope this opens the door in New Japan. I hope this go. Obviously, I think this is gonna go over really well. New Japan's gonna say, "Wow, this looks really good for us. We're gonna send more of our guys over."
Yeah,
that's my hope.
Yep. But not only is he facing Roderick Strong at Supercard of Honor, the next night on free television, which will be aired, for free. You don't have to buy anything. Karl Machine Gun Anderson taking on the unbreakable Michael Elgin.
That's going to be a sweet TV match.
Yeah.
Oh, my. If I was Ring of Honor, I would say book the entire show, just those two guys having a match.
Sure. I don't know if I'd go that far, just because it's hard to...
Make it like a 20-minute match or something.
Yeah, I'm sure at least half the show,
Yeah.
Okay, wait, is it an hour show? Or is
it is.
Oh, okay, I thought it was a half an hour show. Okay, yeah, make it like a 20-minute match then, but, give this match lots of time, please, But
I love how they're doing this. When they bring in talent and then they'll book them for TV the next day. I just really like that because then you're not just showing the people who tuned in to buy your pay-per-view, but you're showing the audience that is on the fence about buying them. And then when they see that, they're like, wow, these are guys, they're bringing them in, they're putting them in high-profile matches. I think it's just great stuff. And as a fan, I'm excited.
Yeah, and the Ring of Honor switching the TV taping to the night after pay-per-view is probably one of the smartest thing they've done in a while.
I mean, their crowds they're not as big the next night.
Yeah.
And that they might suffer sometime down the line, but so far it's working, and I'm sure if they keep bringing in talent like this, they're not going to have any problems.
Another match announced for that Supercard of Honor is ACH and Tadarius Thomas taking on the team of QT Marshall and a mystery partner. I have no idea who it's going to be. I mean, maybe it'll be a new guy. I don't know. Don't know. And also, Ring of Honor hasn't announced the participants yet, but they say there is going to be an ROH versus Scum match on the card, like some kind of big tag team match. Kind of reminiscent of the CCW ROH angle from way back when. Okay, and then how about this one for the if Supercard of Honor wasn't good enough? How about Border Wars in May? They've announced 2 guys from Noah. I don't know if they're going to announce more guys from Noah. But the guys they announced, and actually, Justin, why don't you read the names off because I can't read the names for shit.
Naomichi Marufuji and Taiji Ishimori? I can't read it right. His name's Ishimori, I know that.
Okay, Ishimori, yes. Thoughts and opinions?
Marufuji's a huge get.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Like, obviously people are going to be saying, like, oh, we want Kento the most, but, like, Marufuji's, like...
Marufuji's a good second.
He was in ROH before, had a very successful run there, had a lot of good matches there. And he's one of the, really the top guys from Noah's history, really.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he's held the title there. He's in one of the best tag teams, one of my favorite tag teams ever, Kenta Fuji.
Yeah.
Kenta and Marufuji. He's one of my favorite Japanese talents.
He's won every junior heavyweight title they got over in Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a
star. Never put on a bad match that I've seen.
Not that I've seen.
So, what are the matches you're kind of hoping for with these 2 guys?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, I don't really know a lot about Ishimori, but I'm excited about him. He's holding a title.
Yeah.
I like how they're bringing in a veteran and a younger guy. Expose him.
Yep.
Then down the line, we're gonna be demanding to have him back. You know, I think that's smart.
Yep.
I would really like to see Elgin versus Ishimori. I think I'd really like to see that.
Really?
Even Marufuji. I'm sure that'd be a fantastic match. But
Marufuji can work. He can work against anybody of any size because he's done it. He won that GHC. He was the smallest guy, first junior to win the GHC heavyweight championship. So he was facing guys like Morishima and guys of that nature.
Right, yeah.
So like Jun Akiyama, just these much bigger guys.
You know what I'd love to see is Marufuji take on. Of course, I forget right now. So just talking.
Okay, Cole, Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Edwards.
Yeah,
Eddie Edwards was my choice.
That's a lot of people saying they want to see Davey versus Marufuji too, which I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see something new.
Yeah. The one I heard for Ishimori is there's 2 matches I heard. One guy I know wants to see him versus Kyle O'Reilly, which would be kind of a cool match. The second one, him versus ACH.
Yeah, that might be something there.
That would be a good one, I think, because you think about like 2 very young guys, 2 up and comers, 2 rising stars. I
wonder if the junior heavyweight title's going to be down the line. That'd be
they
huge.
might.
I think they might do it
before.
They've done it before, yeah.
Marufuji versus Elgin would be nice to see. That'd be a nice. Obviously everyone wants to see Kenta versus Elgin, which maybe we'll get down the road, but I think maybe like Noah's maybe testing the water, see if this is worth their investment.
Yeah.
And those 2 guys will be on television the next night for that, so that's cool. Little thing for us personally, on July 11th, ROH is going to be in Chicago for a show, and then afterwards they're doing an unauthorized party hosted by Truth Martini, which we will be attending. I know me and Noah are going.
Absolutely.
Justin is on the fence about.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
So
we'll see.
Yeah.
That looks like a blast.
It looks like fun.
Truth Martini hosting this thing, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be something memorable for sure.
Definitely.
So we're looking forward to that. So if you're in the Chicago area and you're going, let us know. Maybe buy us a drink.
Yeah, now they're not going to want to.
Yeah, no.
We don't have to buy you guys.
Worth a shot.
Okay.
Okay, and one quick thing to note. Mike Bennett has been MIA from Ring of Honor ever since Final Battle. And
without explanation.
Yeah, and don't know what that means. And Maria was teasing on Twitter, like asking, like, oh, where do you guys want to see us or see me? I think she said her show up TNA or WWE, and like so maybe Mike Bennett might be on his way up.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to spread any kind of a rumor.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
You can just say this is a rumor.
Yes, this is a rumor.
Disclaimer.
Well, this is also a rumor.
This is just speculation.
What I'm about to say, which is different.
Okay.
That Maria was apparently contacted to come back, and
WWE.
someone put the kibosh on that. Someone from WWE, probably, I think it was one of the women talents. Mm-hmm. So maybe Bennett's not going. Maybe they wanted a package deal. So
it'd be smart to do.
So it's really up in the air, you know.
Okay.
I heard, because I heard they wanted to kind of bring back some divas who were names and stuff. So talking about Maria, but then I guess, we don't know.
Right.
We don't know.
I'd like to see Mike Bennett. Like I said, Mike Bennett's a very talented guy. I do think it's a little early for him to be moving up to WWE because I think he was just kind of getting his what's the word I'm looking for? Like he's kind of like getting his
getting comfortable.
His footing. He's getting his footing in ROH. I think he had his gimmick down. He had his kind of style of wrestling. The crowd was actually enjoying his matches more, I think. Mm-hmm. So it'd be kind of a shame to see him just leave very suddenly.
At the same time, he'll probably be, if he went to WWE, probably be in developmental for 2 years or something. So it's like
still waiting on Cassius Ohno.
Yeah, I think he'll still be a while, unfortunately, but we'll see.
Okay. And then up to some miscellaneous news. Jesus, that was nice. Kenta Kobashi has announced that he will be joining All Japan Pro Wrestling as the PWF chairman after his retirement. Mm-hmm. Nothing on that? No.
I like that he's staying in the business.
Yep.
That's cool.
Kind of surprising.
It's kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of funny that he went to All Japan.
Yeah.
Because after what Noah did to him, I don't blame him.
Maybe he's gonna try to get
he made his star in All Japan back in the day.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll try to get some of his the old Noah guys that left Noah to join All Japan or New Japan.
Maybe he'll get some of that younger talent.
Yeah, that'd be smart. That'd be smart.
Yeah.
It'd just be interesting to see Kobashi in, I guess, an administrative role, because he's always been just a wrestler. He's never been a politician. He's never been, in a authority role before. And, I think he's, obviously untested in that way, but, he's probably going to be pretty good at it, just because he understands the business pretty well.
And he's trained some of the better wrestlers over there. I mean, he trained Kenta. So,
training meaning beating the living hell out of him.
Well, he's trained a lot of people then, if that's what we're judging it on. Noah had something to mention about Hulk Hogan you wanted to bring up.
Yes, apparently in an interview recently, Hogan stated that he would like to be the one to induct Randy Savage into the WWE Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. Justin, I'm going to let you go ahead and take over first. What do you think?
Hogan, again, making something about him that it's not about you, Hogan.
Right.
You just don't understand. He doesn't understand when things are just not about him. He thinks everything's about him.
Of course he does.
I mean, this isn't your decision to make.
It's up to his brother now.
Lenny.
Yeah, Lenny.
Yeah, and his family. I mean, this. And, okay, just because... I don't know to what level these guys reconciled. I heard that he visited him in the hospital or whatever, and they had some sort of reconciliation, but it's not like they're best friends or anything anymore. It's like he just wants to attach his name to this. That's all this is.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, let's be real here. It's not out of respect for him. I can't believe that. I'm sorry.
Not. I mean, this is just offensive to me that he would even come out and say that. His ego has just gotten so out of control that, I mean, he's got to steal Savage's spotlight at every turn.
Right, he just wants to have another appearance for WWE out at the Hall of Fame, another paycheck.
And why are you working for TNA and then putting over another company's kayfabe Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
What is that?
Especially when you're trying to establish your own.
I mean, that's just a joke, right?
Yeah.
Oh, did you also hear the one about how he said he wanted to work as a heel against Warrior at WrestleMania 6 or whatever?
Yeah, well.
Yeah, it's like,
He also said that he changed the match between him and Noah.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Mid-match and all that. It's just,
what,
it's all about Hogan.
Hogan just, Hogan has to put himself over on everyone. He knows more than everyone in the wrestling.
I think he realizes that his career's dying. And
of course it's dying.
He's got to cling to everything.
He probably needs money now because he's spent all his money trying to, clean up this whole sex tape garbage or whatever.
Pay off his ex-wife.
Yeah, his ex-wife taking
Which one?
money from him.
It's just
Does he have multiple ex-wives?
Linda Hogan.
He needs to just learn
to go away.
Go
away.
I think Justin said it best when he said it's just not always about you.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the thing. I've said this many times on this particular show here, that I don't have a problem with Hogan having a place in wrestling. He does have a place. He built a lot of what is wrestling. He built a lot of what is WWF or WWE now for sure. I mean, he still has some drawing power. People still mark for him. Like every time he comes out on TNA TV, everyone goes crazy. But like, it's just there comes a point where you're not the man anymore, and you have such a great opportunity. He has the greatest opportunity to be unselfish and really put some guys over.
Yeah.
More than anybody else in the business,
right.
Really.
If Ric Flair is willing to help put the Miz over for WWE, Hogan should be willing to put over somebody else. Anybody else. Okay.
I mean, this doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, this is the guy that wouldn't put over Shawn Michaels.
Right.
Okay, so don't.
Well, okay. The thing is, I didn't plan on having a whole big spiel about this. I was gonna be like, I need to stop talking about Hogan on this show, but he forced me to because this just disgusted me. So it's your own fault, Hogan. You brought this upon yourself.
Yes. Okay. How about some more positive, like a more positive role model in wrestling? How about Chris Masters saving his mom from a fire? Chris Masters is officially a badass in my mind.
Badass of the week.
Yeah, right there, man. Badass of the week. We should make that a weekly segment. Badass of the week.
Yeah.
But so let's go this through. Chris Masters' mom was like locked in a house from some guy. I don't know who it was.
Some arsonist who would intent to kill.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
So starts lighting her house on fire. Masters shows up, breaks the window, pulls his mom out, and then apprehends the guy and beats the hell out of him.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome. It's a great story.
Yeah, it's great. It has a happy ending.
It worked everything out.
Mm-hmm.
But just, man, Masters.
Chris Masters is officially like he's the master.
His street cred just went up.
That's right.
The balls on that guy, man. Jesus.
Yeah. Put him in the Hall of Fame.
Put him in the Hall of Fame for that one right there.
Along with Daivari for
choking and making him pee his pants.
I just love things like that. Seeing wrestlers be bad because like people say, "Oh, wrestling's fake." Then you see these guys being badasses and wrestlers like that's not fake right there.
So Chris Masters is strong style.
Oh yeah, big approval to Chris Masters for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, another nice little story to talk about. I don't know. I'm pretty sure everyone has known about the recent Jake the Snake Roberts and Scott Hall going over to DDP's house.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? The accountability crib or whatever, or something
like that.
Yeah. And basically DDP helping get these guys' life in order. They actually had a Kickstarter to help Scott Hall and Jake get some surgeries done or whatever.
Raised $80,000.
$80,000. Holy crap. First and foremost, let me say right now, DDP, he's a saint. He should be inducted to the Hall of Fame just for his good deeds right here, man.
He's a good dude.
Yeah,
he is. He really is.
And there's also the guy. He also had the guy Louie or whatever it is on his YouTube channel. Like he helped that guy get his really heavy set guy helped get his life in order. It's like good. So DDP doesn't just help wrestlers; he helps everyone. So that's really cool for him.
Right. And the thing is, so many people have given up on guys like Scott Hall and he's Nash hasn't done anything for him. He says he's pretty much gone.
Nash was really kind of being a dick to DDP about the whole thing, but I guess DDP called him up and they squashed the difference and they settled it. So
I mean it's a nice it's a big responsibility that he's taking on for himself, putting his own reputation at risk because if this goes badly and Scott Hall were to do something bad, it would look bad on him. So $80,000, that shows that Scott Hall still got quite a bit, or probably a big, large part of DDP as well, has a lot of support. I don't know that I would give my money to him personally, just because I'm all for second chances, but this guy's had like 15 chances, and I believe that if anyone can turn it around, DDP can. I think what he's doing is good, and he's helping him, but I'll believe it when I see it, I guess, at this point, just because...
I'm not willing to bet money on it. And I hope they do get their life
right,
order.
Absolutely,
We have nothing
Wish
but...
them the best.
because Scott Hall, Jake the Snake, those are two guys, you talk about,
they've seen some
back in the 90s, they were some of the biggest names in wrestling,
Yeah. Right. And also, if either of those guys can get it turned around and show that they can do it, that would be a pretty big inspirational story for other people who are going through similar issues.
Yeah.
So... hopefully it goes for the best, but
And did you have anything to add on that, Noah?
I just wanted to touch on what you guys were saying, the fact that it's nice, but like you said, I wouldn't invest my money in it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot more people out there that have worse problems that they didn't create for themselves.
That's the biggest thing. He kind of had everything and blew it.
Yeah.
Right. A few times.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I still feel for the guy, and I hope he does well. Both of them, I really want them to do better.
Mm-hmm.
And DDP's got his work cut out for him.
Yep.
We're talking about multiple rehabs couldn't do it.
Right.
Multiple therapy sessions couldn't do it.
I believe Scott Hall's been rehabbed about a dozen times or more.
Probably at least that.
So next up, I guess he's gonna help get Sonny's life back in order.
That's not.
Wow.
That's it.
That's the impossible right there.
Was that low? Was that a little?
Well, he's kind of earned it.
Yeah. Okay. And last but not least, Jerry Lynn, one of the greatest ECW performers of all time, had his last match last night, and so he's officially retired now, I guess. For how long remains to be seen, but
he from what I've heard, he sounds pretty serious about it.
I think
he
Jerry
sounds serious about it, because some guys will retire and be like, well, never say never, whatever. Jerry's kind of like, I've destroyed. He still looks good for his age. He looks amazing for his age.
Yeah.
But according to him, he's had some ongoing problems, like I think with his arm or something. He's had just a lot of problems with one certain area of his body that he's injured over and over again. It's kind of like, well, I don't, want to go through this anymore. But
Right.
so he sounded pretty serious, but you never know that itch. It's hard to get rid of for these guys. So.
Yeah. Do you guys got any personal favorite memories with Jerry Lynn? Did you guys see? You might have seen him live when you were at some early ROH shows.
Yes, we did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
He wrestled Tyler Black at one of the shows we went to.
Lucky you.
Good match.
Yeah. Oh yeah, New Horizons, right?
No. Violent. No. Motor City Madness 2009.
That's what it was. That's what. Yeah. You're right. Okay.
It was a good match.
Yeah, New Horizons had Daniels versus Tyler Black, which I'm incredibly
Daniels.
Danielson. God. That's weird. That's a running gag, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Never seen Jerry Lynn live, and I wish I could have, but.
Some of my favorite memories are obviously the RVD matches in ECW.
Yeah,
definitely.
And two matches in ROH stand out to me. Well, I guess three, but his match with Roddy from a cut above. That match is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That was a match that nobody thought Roddy had a chance. Nobody really going in really cared about the match, but man, that thing took off.
Never seen that match.
Yep.
Another match was, I believe it was the next night against Chris Hero.
Mm-hmm.
Great, just fantastic match.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, his title win against Nigel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd was huge, and they actually bought into it, which a lot of people were afraid of that they wouldn't. And
the crowd did kind of crap on it after he won the belt and held it for a while.
Unfortunate.
But
I still love Nigel's story from when they had the whole ceremony at Final Battle 2012 this past year, about how he thought he was so over, and then Jerry Lynn came out and got the bigger pop than him.
Mm-hmm.
That right there made me laugh.
That's the thing. Jerry Lynn's always one of those guys. Everybody who's a wrestling fan knows he's never been a superstar, but everyone knows and respects him.
Yep. Right. Like I said, I said online, he's not the best wrestler in the world, but he's definitely one of the most entertaining and just hardworking guys.
Yeah, he works so hard, and that's the thing you can tell that he just seems tired.
Yeah.
He's just ready.
Yep.
And okay. Well, best of luck in retirement there, Jerry. And
thank you for.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks.
And that'll wrap it up for us tonight. And so make sure you subscribe to Strong Style Studios, and take care, guys. Bye.